I am Bellerophon, born of Corinth, a city of proud warriors and great kings. My name, whispered in awe and trepidation, has been tied to both glory and tragedy. My life began as a story like many others, one of innocence and destiny, but it quickly grew into a legend, for the gods themselves would guide my path. I was no stranger to the hands of fate, nor the sharp edges of mortality. My tale, though gilded with triumph, is ultimately one of redemption and remorse. I was the son of Glaucus, king of Corinth, and grandson of Sisyphus, that cunning trickster who defied the gods. My lineage was strong, my blood fierce, and from an early age, I was raised in the art of war. Swordsmanship, archery, strategy all came naturally to me. The people of Corinth watched me grow, already sensing that greatness would follow my name. But I was not infallible. The turning point of my youth came in the form of a terrible accident. I slew a man, whether through recklessness or malice is still debated by the poets. His name was Bellerophon, and his death weighed heavily upon me. To escape the shame and guilt of my act, I fled Corinth, seeking refuge and a new life in the court of King Pegasus in Tiryns. Fate, however, had other plans. King Pegasus received me with honor, but in his court, danger lurked not in the form of sword or spear, but in desire. His wife, Queen Sthenibia, cast her eyes upon me, and though she was beautiful, her intentions were dark. She sought to seduce me, to pull me into a web of betrayal and deceit. I, in my loyalty to Pegasus, refused her advances. But scorned love turns quickly to vengeance, and Sthenibia was no exception. She went to the king and whispered poison into his ear, claiming that I had tried to violate her, turning his wrath upon me. I knew Pegasus had no reason to believe me over his queen, and so I awaited my punishment, but instead of killing me outright, he devised a more sinister plan. He could not slay a guest without breaking the sacred laws of hospitality, and so he sent me away to his father-in-law, Iobates, king of Lycia, with a sealed letter. When I arrived in Lycia, King Iobates welcomed me with a feast, showing me the hospitality for which his court was known. For 9 days, I dined and drank at his table, unaware that my death warrant lay within the letter I carried. When the king finally read Pegasus' message, his smile faded, and his eyes gleamed with cold calculation. The letter instructed him to kill me, but again the laws of hospitality bound him. Instead, he assigned me what seemed an impossible task: to slay the chimera, a beast of such horror that no man had dared face it and lived. The chimera was a monstrous creature, part lion, part goat, and part serpent, breathing fire and bringing destruction wherever it roamed. The king surely believed that this task would spell my end, but I was not one to bow before fear. If the gods sought to test me, I would meet their challenge head-on. As I prepared for the battle, I knew that facing the chimera on foot was madness. I needed a way to fight the beast from the skies. The gods must have smiled upon me then, for I soon learned of Pegasus, the winged horse, born from the blood of Medusa when Perseus beheaded her. Capturing Pegasus would be no easy feat, but I sought the wisdom of the seer Polyidus, who told me to sleep in the temple of Athena. That night, Athena appeared to me in a dream, offering me a golden bridle with which I could tame Pegasus. When I awoke, I found the bridle beside me. I set out to the spring of Pyrene, where Pegasus was said to drink. There, I used the bridle to tame the magnificent creature, and together we took to the skies. Riding atop Pegasus, I soared above the clouds, feeling the rush of the wind as we flew toward the chimera's lair. Below, the beast raged, its lion's head roaring flames, its goat's head bleating curses, and its serpent's tail striking with venom. But from above I had the advantage. I rained arrows down upon the chimera, dodging its fiery breath and weaving through the smoke-filled air. Yet the creature was relentless. I knew I could not defeat it with arrows alone, so I plunged my spear deep into its gaping maw, forcing it down its throat. The chimera's fire, now trapped inside its body, consumed it from within. With a final, tortured scream, the beast collapsed, its many heads silenced forever. I had done the impossible. I had slain the chimera. King Iobates was astonished when I returned alive. But he could not allow my survival to go unchallenged. Instead of honoring me, he sent me on further trials, each more perilous than the last. He ordered me to battle the Solymi, a fierce tribe that had terrorized his kingdom. With Pegasus by my side, I defeated them in battle, though it was a hard-won victory. Next, I was sent to face the Amazons, those warrior women of legend. They were strong and skilled, but once again I triumphed. Even after these victories, Iobates was not satisfied. He sent his own men to ambush me, but I defeated them as well. Finally, the king could no longer deny my favor with the gods. He realized that I was protected by divine will and welcomed me as his son-in-law, offering me the hand of his daughter, Philono, in marriage. My deeds had earned me a place of honor in Lycia, and for a time I knew peace. But I was not content. The taste of victory, the rush of glory, it was intoxicating. I began to believe that I was more than just a favored mortal. I began to think that I was worthy of standing among the gods themselves. In my arrogance, I sought to ascend to Mount Olympus, riding Pegasus toward the heavens, believing I could join the divine pantheon. This was my greatest mistake. Zeus, king of the gods, saw my hubris and grew wrathful. As I flew higher, closer to Olympus, he sent a gadfly to sting Pegasus. Startled, the winged horse bucked, throwing me from his back. I plummeted to the earth, helpless and broken. When I struck the ground, my body shattered, and though I survived, I was crippled, cursed to wander the earth in misery and solitude. I learned then that no mortal, no matter how favored or skilled, could challenge the will of the gods. My arrogance had been my undoing, and the heights I had once soared now seemed impossibly distant. In my twilight years, I roamed the land, a shadow of the hero I once was. My victories were remembered, but so too were my failings. Yet I do not regret my life. I faced impossible odds and triumphed where others would have perished. I rode the skies with Pegasus, battled monsters and armies, and earned a place in the annals of history. But the gods do not suffer hubris lightly, and my fall was as great as my rise. This, then, is my story. I am Bellerophon, once a hero, now a cautionary tale. My life stands as a testament to both the heights mortals can reach and the dangers of overreaching. Though I am forgotten by some, my deeds live on, immortal in the songs of poets and the whispers of storytellers.